March 18th, 2006. This is Matthew, and you're listening to MacNTalk. Welcome, everybody. This is Matthew. And this is the first episode that we are going to try video. And right now I have cut some fresh lemons, as you can see, from my lemon tree. And I'm going to be drinking some Mirror Pond Pale Ale. And I think Will actually did this last time, drank this one last time, but I didn't, so I'm going to this time. And we're going to talk about a few things, so let's get started. Okay, well, the first thing that we're going to talk about is not the beer, unfortunately, but I will have a sip. As you can see, I've had a little bit already. Fresh lemon. And so we're going to talk about Snaps Pro screen capture software. And I purchased this online. I'm going to be trying to do video iPodding training videos. And if I wrote any of this down, maybe it would go smoother, but I didn't, so I'm just kind of doing it on the fly. And so it's really easy to use. You install it, and then when you restart your machine, it basically, you put the licensing in and so on and so forth, but it starts up with your machine. So at any point in time, you can start it up, and it will be available for you. And you hit basically Apple Shift 3, and not F3, but 3, and a menu pops up. The Snaps Pro X shows up, menu shows up, and you get choices of doing photo capturing of the screen, basically just still capture, or video, and you can basically choose 30 frames a second, so on and so forth. I tend to max it out just to see what I can get out of it. And I did a short capture, and as you can see, that's the GarageBand. Doing its thing, and you can see it's a little choppy. It interfered with GarageBand, so I had to actually restart. So that's something that probably, if I tried some lesser configuration, lesser performance, it probably wouldn't have. That's my guess. I didn't try it, so I just tried it at the max config and let GarageBand go in the background, and maybe if I had a dual machine, it would handle it fine, but I'm running on a G4 12-inch laptop PowerBook with 1.25 gigs of RAM, and it's great. I mean, it's handled everything except for that so far. So we'll keep an eye on it. But check it out. It's pretty good software. It's not nearly as good as Cam Studio 3 from I forgot who makes it, but they make it for the Windows version. It's not as good as that, but it really is a great piece of software, and it's not overly expensive. So if you're trying to do some basic video capturing of the screen and implement it in iMovie, like I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be trying to make some training videos. And this is basically the first video that I will be doing for MacNTalk, and we'll see how it works. Basically, I have the video camera, a Sony PC110, I think it's DCR PC110, and that's running just propped up on some multi-purpose joint compound buckets that are actually full, so I need to finish my garage. And that's why that's in the background, that picture, because I need something better than just drywall and garage-looking stuff, so it gives it a little color. That is not the way it will always be. It will be better than that in the future. This is just basically a test. And so I have that, and I have the regular podcast going. So the podcast, of course, I'm using the condenser mic and the whole shebang, the whole setup that I typically use. and basically just have the video running. So I'm going to chop it up and learn as I go along, see how easy or how difficult it is, and if there's better techniques, I'll let you guys know. And that's basically what I'm doing. So check out the screenshot software. I'm interested to see how it edits into the iMovie and how it takes it and the performance myself. I haven't tried it yet, so this is what you see is what I see. So let's move on to a product that I purchased to help me lose weight. It's called a Garmin, is the company, and it's a Forerunner 301. And this is the unit right here, as you can see. It's a big unit. It's a very big unit, and I'll put it on real quick just to show you what it looks like when it's on. And and bear with us because and Will's not here. Will is he wasn't feeling well, so he didn't show up. So this is a solo effort, which shows my alcoholism quite well. I put this on upside down, so. And also my hat keeps hitting the microphone, which is not good. So I have to get used to that. But anyway, so that's what it looks like. Why did I put it on the wrong? Anyway, so that's how big it is. And it's rechargeable through USB 2 if you hook it to your computer. And it's a GPS unit, heart rate monitor. And when you lose weight, you want to make sure that you're in the fat burning zone. And there's a lot more to it than just changing your diet. But changing your diet's probably the best thing you can do for yourself. But we won't get into weight loss. Maybe we'll have an episode or a series of episodes of losing weight with the Garmin. And anyway, but the Garmin, I purchased thinking I could use Virtual PC with it, and that is not the case. You cannot use Virtual PC with it. And I'm looking at the levels, and the levels, hello? Levels don't look particularly great. So let me adjust something here. Test. 1, 2. Test. Anyway, maybe that's a little better. Anyway, so, but that's not true. And I convinced Will, usually we have the Matt and Will show, MacNTalk, but today, like I said, it's just me. I got him to buy one, and he had the same problem I had. And he's pretty ticked off at me, actually, because I told him that it was going to work, because I read somewhere that it was going to work, and it didn't. So I could use my PC. He tried to use his work PC, but, we're at work. We don't want to use our PC, local PC. We want to use our Mac, because that's what we use primarily when we're at home. And, even though we work's not our life, or we hope it's not. And there was just a press release in January at the Mac Expo, from what I understand, that Garmin will soon be supporting Mac OS X users. So they're going to come out with I think it's Motion Base or their training software, basically. And it will, you can use it with that. So that's supposed to be early spring. It's not quite spring yet, so we'll keep our eyes out for that, and we'll let you guys know when we're actually excited. We can't wait till it happens, but we'll see how that goes. So now I want to tell you about these pictures that were sent to me over the internet, and I honestly did not believe them. And this is what the email says. Let's see. It says, these are some photos of Saint Martin Airport, French West Indies. The planes impress most people on the beach, flying over just seconds before touching down touching down at Princess Juliana Airport. Paradise for the beach lovers. So that's basically what happens. And I'm going to put you on pause for a second. Okay, so basically people walked in on me So that's something to keep in mind when you're podcasting, that trying to do video podcasting, is that it's kind of hard to prevent things and stop it. I haven't quite learned. I know I interrupted my story with the planes, but haven't quite learned how to synchronize it all. So we'll figure it out as we go along. So anyway, the planes are quite intense here. As you see, they land like right on the beach. And as you can see, there's one that almost clips a fence. It looks pretty darn close. And various airlines. Looks wild. Looks like it would be a wild landing, and quite scary, I think, for people that don't know that it's going to happen. I looked at it when I first saw these pictures. I thought they were fakes. I thought they were. Let me get a beer going here. I'm gonna do the Abbott Ale again. I think I did that before. And whatever. But it's kind of a light kind of beer. Actually, the Mere Pond, this beer, very good. I actually really like it. I didn't think I was going to like it nearly that much, but I ended up liking it a whole bunch. So I would definitely recommend it. I think putting lemon in my beer is my new thing. I think it adds a nice little taste to it. And there's a trash can over there. I just made it. So they're very intense, very interesting photos. I like them. I like them a lot. They look really neat. So, like I was saying, I thought they were fakes. I did some investigation, and sure enough, they are not fakes. There's actually one that the landing gear does not look down, like it was photoshopped in. And man, I dissected these and dissected them, and because I couldn't believe it. It was just too close. And they're not fakes. I saw a video of them actually, a plane actually landing. So, not that couldn't have been altered, but it's a lot harder to alter that. So, cheers. I would say, as far as this is imported from England, it's not particularly my favorite. I guess I don't like the canned beers nearly as much. They just have a certain taste I can't quite get used to. I'm a beer snob, as you can tell. So, basically we went over the Snaps Pro X, which is the video screen capture, or the desktop still capture software that works pretty good, and we'll see how that turns out. And it probably was already inserted in here, so it was probably found to have worked fine or not. Whatever, we'll find out. Screen shot, the Garmin, which is the little exercise device, the GPS heart rate monitor device that it is actually, I didn't go into it. It's really quite cool. Go to Garmin.com. They're coming out with a new one that's a little slicker, but really neat unit. And, something that gives you a little edge when you exercise. Sorry, a little gassy, burpy. And it's good. It actually beeped at me. It heard me talking about it. It wanted some more attention. And there you have it. And then we talked about the photos. Those photos of the planes landing at that airport. Incredible pictures. So next time, I'm going to go ahead and post this, but next time Will should be here, and we'll do the Matt and Will show, and we'll determine what the best process is. We're investigating some wireless microphones right now, and if we're going to be set up, we'll probably, the way I see it, we're going to be set up in a house somewhere, maybe on a couch or in a room, maybe 2 cameras going, and then just talking and going back and forth, editing it back and forth, and then we'll see. I don't know. I have no idea how it's going to be working out, but we need to make sure that the levels are good, that we that we don't screw up all the levels. Honestly, don't know how it's going to work. It's going to be interesting slicing this together and seeing how close I can get it to be no delay, either on the video or the audio. And I did read that this is a technique, but it's almost like you have to have the video running all the time and the audio running all the time, and then you go from there and cut and chop it up. But what I'm trying to do every once in a while is I'll stop the video and stop the audio, and now I have to go line those up and splice it and line it up and see how that works. We'll see. It's better to do it with one cut, obviously, if you can. But that's all there is to it. So, thank you for... I have a fresh beer. I feel like I need to be talking about something else. I can talk about the a switcher that I know, and he switched. I think I talked maybe a little bit last time. Not really prepared. I was hoping Will would be here, like I said, but he's not. As I should have known. But it's not nearly as funny, is it? It's just not as funny. Not as funny, not as good. But anyway, I should be talking like this, and the microphone or the camera should be right above my head, right above this little screen, and I should talk like that. And then, because it actually picks up a lot better when I talk into it the way it was intended to be used. So, hopefully, in the near future, we're going to get this video stuff down. Next week, we'll do another one. Maybe we'll do both a video podcast and a audio podcast. And we will start working on the website, getting the website how we want it, figure out how it's going to be best for the end user, and put some information up on it. Get some photos, if we're doing video, we don't need many photos, but as I was saying before, we are investigating some wireless microphones, and they range so much, from $99 to, thousands of dollars. And, we're not pros, so we don't need the super duper deluxe model. However, we don't want one that we're going to outgrow in a month and 2 months and then go out and buy a more expensive one. So we're trying to find the happy medium, and I'm the one that's kind of nutty. So I'll probably end up buying one that there was one for $4.99. It was Electro Voice, and it seemed to have all the gizmos, and the guy recommended it, and it definitely wasn't the most expensive one. Maybe he made more commission on it, I don't know, but it was nice. That was from a $200 model that we were looking at, so it's $300 more, but if we have better success with it, and I'm sure we'll use it. Like I said, I'm planning on doing some training videos, and I'm sure that this would be it would be used quite often. So I'm actually going to try to implement web video podcasting at my work, so that people can actually learn some procedures and policies that we have never really been trained on, and we'll see how that goes. It should work out. And next week we will work on, what will we get? We will work on getting some new beer, because I think both these were used last time. And Will wants to start drinking Hefeweizen. Hefeweizen, which is a beer that I think is wheat. It's wheat beer. And Sierra Nevada, as you can read there, I hit this thing again. I can't keep doing that. Makes a Hefeweizen. And we'll see how that goes, because it's beer is good. I like beer, and he likes beer too. So he likes that, and he was excited because of the fresh lemons that we will be using, that I'm using today, that actually make quite a bit of difference. This is good stuff. So I believe that is all. What I also need to do, though, is I need to make along with the website, a theme song and exit song. That's kind of a key thing, and something that can be used time and time again without having to redo it. I'm sure I don't mind redoing things, but I prefer if I make one decent one and use it over and over until everyone gets sick of it, including me. And I know Will is he's the ultimate he's the ultimate musician. God, is he good. He can sing some songs, really. He's pretty gothic too. He's cool. He's cool guy. So anyway, you can reach us at Matt. I don't know what you can reach us at, because I haven't created it yet. But you can probably create, let's see, the Matt and Will Show at MacNTalk.com, maybe? How's that? Why don't you email? You can't email us. So why am I saying suggest it by emailing? That would be dumb. We'll create one. I'll create one, and you guys can send it to. You can send it to that when I create it, and I'll let you guys know. And I'll post it on the site, and I have no idea what it is. And if it says something on the site, it's a lie, because right now there's nothing. So the best thing to do is to wait and join us next week when we have discussed this a little bit more, and we have a little bit more plans. And Will actually said that maybe we could do some podcasting or video podcasting tomorrow. But tomorrow would be Sunday, and Sunday is my day of rest. And you can only have so many beers anyway, because I have to work the next day. So it's about 4:12 right now, and I am going to sign off for the first test in the video podcasting, iPods have nothing to do with this, although you can view them on your iPod. But let's see. I think that's all. In fact, maybe right now I'll start creating a little song. Maybe I'll just throw some bass down, a little electric guitar, and jam it on up, and maybe do a bluesy number and shred, man. Rock and roll. And that will do it for this version of the first test of video podcasting for MacNTalk. And like I said, this is a single effort tonight, or today, or was, and is right now as I'm talking. And next week will be hopefully another one, if we can figure out what we're going to do, if William will get better. And if he's not better by then I guess we'll just have to put him out of his misery. So thank you for joining us, me, this time. But thank you for tuning in to MacNTalk.com. And we'll see you next time. See you later. Goodbye.